Welcome back to our channel, Natural Nature Naturalists.
My name is Leal.
And I'm Raya. Today we're going to be discussing about
the largest living organism in the world.
And of course, we're talking about mushrooms.
Just like these ones on the log right here. The
Turkey tail.
The largest one was found in Oregon, and it was 3.5 miles, and its mycelium went 3 feet deep in the ground. That's one big organism of mushrooms.
Did you know that these mushrooms right here are actually called the turkey tail? You can probably guess that because of how it's sort of shaped like a turkey tail and because of the colors.
Isn't that funny?
It's like the fall colors that you see on a turkey's tail.
This fact is a little bit like the life cycle of a mushroom and also a little bit of the parts of a mushroom. So the first part is, on most mushrooms, not these ones, there's usually a cap, which is that little umbrella part on top of the stalk that holds up the cap. Under the cap, they have hundreds of gills. The gills can be packed super close together, so you can't even notice they're different gills, or they can be stretched out along the mushroom. Then, inside each of those gills are microscopic spores, tiny little guys. And when the temperature is exactly right, it has to be perfect condition. Those spores fall out and grow into new mushrooms.
Did you guys know that just like some mushrooms, the turkey tail does actually not have gills, but it has these tiny little, but it has these like tiny little holes that hold the spores.
That mushrooms are 92% water. That means they're not mostly flavor and they're not even completely solid.
So that means like about half of this mushroom will be water?
More, because it's 92%.
Okay, then maybe like that much will be water?
Yeah, about that much.
Okay. Did you guys know that there's a mushroom called the bird's nest? But like other mushrooms, it doesn't have a cap. Instead, like, it's basically, the bird's nest mushroom is flipping the cap of a mushroom upside down and connecting it to the stem of the mushroom.
And inside that upside down cap
are the eggs.
The spores, which
and
are
the eggs.
Which
they are eggs.
They're the spores, but they look a little like eggs, which is why the bird's nest earned itself the name bird's nest.
Also, the bird's nest mushroom, it has to be in Pacific climate to disperse its spores. Otherwise, it just can't disperse them. Warning, cannot disperse seeds in raw climate.
Now, this is my favorite fact about mushrooms. Mushrooms are genetically closer to animals and humans than to plants.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm a mushroom?
That's not what it means. Mushrooms are classified as vegetables.
Don't question mushrooms.
Mushrooms are classified as vegetables, but they're not. And there are several reasons for this. Number 1, they need water and food and O2, which is oxygen, just in case you didn't know that. Plus, they have a cell wall called chitin. Animals have it too, so it protects their cells, but plants don't.
Hey, look, I have a mustache.
I feel like you're kind of getting off topic.
But I'm a mushroom. You said that they're generally closer to humans, so I'm a mushroom.
Okay. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, I was about to talk about the mycelium. The mycelium of a mushroom isn't like the roots. In fact, the mycelium, it's the actual body of a mushroom.
Wait, so it's a body? Wait, is it like the cap and the stem of the body?
No. A good way to think about it is if you think of a fruit tree, for example, like an apple tree. The apples on an apple tree are a little bit like the mushroom that you see poking outside of the ground, the stalk and the cap. But the tree trunk is the mycelium, the actual body of the tree. It's a pretty good reference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, did you guys know that the honey mushroom, which is the largest mushroom in Oregon, can actually take over trees like this one, except the turkey tails aren't actually taking over the tree.
They're taking over the log.
The mushroom, what the honey mushroom does is it grows off a tree and it sort of takes all the nutrients out of the trees. It's like, give me your power.
Cool.
So it takes all the nutrients out of the tree, gives it to itself, the tree falls and dies, and the honey mushroom moves to somewhere else.
And just grows. Pop, pop, pop.
And if you've ever been to Oregon, you probably know that there's a lot of trees there. A great place for the honey mushroom to thrive and definitely survive.
There's actually a really good way that you can tell an amanita mushroom from all the other mushrooms. So when
What is an amanita mushroom?
So an amanita mushroom is a type of the mushroom. You can mainly tell it because when it's underground, it's actually shaped like a bowl. And then when the top of the bulb, and then when the cap that is actually inside the bulb feels too big, it just pops out, creating the cap. But the actual way that you can tell the difference is that the amanita mushroom is the only species of mushroom that actually has like
It's a ring around the
that
stalk,
has like a
isn't it?
flat, yeah, it's like a ring around the stalk.
Exactly. So that's that. Let's move on to talking about foraging for mushrooms. Foraging for mushrooms is amazing. It's so fun to get out, explore, and try all the types of mushrooms that you know for sure are edible. That's because a lot of poisonous mushrooms look like edible ones, like the death cap. The death cap looks like a really good type of mushroom. So usually you should go with a guide, or if you're a guide yourself. Another great foraging tip is to go right after the rain, because as soon as it starts raining, mushrooms pop out of the ground like crazy. They just go,
Like all of these beloved turkey tails.
and they can double their size in 24 hours. So
24 hours?
Yep.
So they can double their size in one day?
Mhm.
Cool, I wish I was a mushroom, then I would have a birthday every single day.
That's not that doesn't make any sense. So that's a quick foraging tip for you guys. Another one is that mushrooms usually start growing the most in winter. To me, I kind of like spring more, but winter is a great time to forage for mushrooms, so I also love winter
Somebody
too.
just delivered me some really sad news.
What?
So,
Oh yeah, you're from the toadstool, right?
yeah, he was invited to a party last night, but there wasn't mushroom for him.
And it's a kind of sad thing because he was a really fun guy. You know how sad that is?
It was such a fun guy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys got that joke, but it was very cheesy. But all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today on Natural Nature Naturalists, and I definitely hope you'll be back next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you. No, you put it in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed.
You said I could take a bite.
I said you can't take a bite.
You said I can't. I want to take a bite.
Obviously, it was a mistake to do a video on mushroom.